Yeah, this definitely makes sense coming out of that side of things. I mean, I think Wildcard, again, they need the points here and take advantage of Envy, knowing that their attacks aren't that strong and exploit.
No jeopardy of falling out of the playoffs. Atop the standings, DarkZero sits in first place, a single point ahead of she expected coming into this stage, but it will be a dogfight for that final spot. In dead last, both Emilio and JJ Blast sit as the two lowest rated players. Speaking of JJ Blast, he's going to battle above that rating. Entire league, the highest rated player who doesn't play for DZ or Shopify, but it doesn't matter who you are on the side of Wildcard, you're just going to keep feeding yourself to JJ Blast as he picks up his second kill over by backstairs. Right now being watched on drone, Emilio also on the board. It's the two bottom players getting kills, Jesse, but there's Kansan to the rescue, walking in and asserting himself.
But again, it's Emilio, and Emilio wisely backs off. They know they don't need to bleed out bodies. Cleaning up Kansan's important because he was revivable if they played that a little bit more passive on the side of Envy. Back to the original angle that Spiker first had. Sees more players up above. I mean, he's got time to play with, admittedly, but this just doesn't seem like it's going to go his way. Finally, Rival from down below. I talked to him at the start. % entry participation on the defensive side. He loves to get active and swinging 2 for 2 so far, so he's not going to stop. There's a good pickoff by Baby Shark, though. Twist roaming down below. That's what you can get on all of them.
It's really a hallmark of an inexperienced team as well, as there's a vault out from Snake. He had the right read, but I didn't think he would collide with a shield of Dash, who absorbed most of those bullets, and Bay getting the kill gives Wildcard the advantage. But when you're a younger team, whether it be because of your age or inexperience, whatever, there tends to be, well, nice shot by Rival, there tends to be that inexperience showing through in a way that is...
Dash on the shield, which is nice, but it's not a role he's super familiar with. Here he goes, though. Gets the opener.
Dash finding Emilio, Envy down to JJ and Rival, both of whom fighting for 6 kills, quite the tally. Dash sees one, and down goes JJ Blast. Unsure if he was blinded or what, but Spiker's there.
What he wants to do. These barricades are pretty annoying as a Nook player, but this is the exact same lineup that Envy were running previously, so Bay just knows the angle, and he finds an opening pick on a JJ in the bomb site. He's already got full site control, Parker.
JJ will be overjoyed that he's involved in the very first pick yet again, this time though on the wrong side. They take over a game, and heading into this match, Kansan sat with 80 kills, tied with Ambi for most overall in the league. With his 1 kill, he'll now taken over fully. Diffuser goes down into a 3v2. Rival and Snake, the last two standing from Envy. They know one's out on Repel. Snake swings on to Spiker, and now it's all... They'll assess the options as there's an upside down Repel as well, looking towards the window. Rival seems to be aware of that, but he's got to pick his poison. Either way, it's still poison, and it'll still kill him if Baby Shark doesn't...
Before they've done their homework, and so what did they do? They came up with a specific counter strat to make sure that they could exploit the weaknesses in that setup, walking in through bathroom on the Nook, walking straight...
That said, I mean, it is... right now at 63% in favor of the defenders. Envy is behind those numbers, as you can see, and that's not ideal on their side of things. Dash is off to the races, and JJ Blast is isolated again. Wildcard will sweep through Envy. 3 players taken out of action on the side of Envy very quick. Now it's Snake having damage done as his eyes are towards Geisha, but the bullets emerging from over in the hallway. Emilio, last one standing, as Snake now bleeds out on the ground. And a flawless round as Baby Shark had been dropped on the side of Wild.
That operator down onto her back instead so you can get the easy pick off, but Emilio has been droned out at this point. Constant yellow pings. He is not long for this world. Easy opening pick from Kansan to clean up the lone roamer on the side of Envy. They need a response on this. Rival actually out with the SMG to try to find it, but instead it's Kansan who just keeps on racking them up. That's a 2-piece and forces Rival to run all the way back to site. Really rough for Envy.
Not really much to hang your hat on here through these previous 3, now 4 rounds for Envy, as they are fighting to turn back the time on this very first stage. They're fighting nothing though, vaulting their way towards the freedom of round number 5, but freedom to play round number 6 at an even greater deficit. Snake knocked over by an air jab, and we've assessed situations like this before. You and I have, and other casters have too, and it turns out that it is just an attacker-sided map, and that the second half is more in favor of Envy. Who knows? Dash starting off strong in round number 6. Down goes another player on Envy. Twist still searching for his first kill. He's about 1 HP away from certain death. Bay taking out Snake as Emilio had died earlier. Now it's Rival firing back over in Geisha, doing serious damage. Dash at the 911 scoreline, and if anybody's calling the ambulance at this point, it's Envy for themselves. Rival picked off. Twist still very low on HP. JJ Blast fighting for his life. He and Twist will have to put in some serious work, and Twist finds his very first kill. A minute and a half to go, Jesse.
Dash is having such a good time this game, running in on the Grim earlier. Now it's the Blitz where he's finding the space. It's up to JJ and Twist now, trying to make something happen. There goes Twist. It's all going to be on the captain in the 1v3 up against a Blitz. Places I wouldn't want to be, Parker, but at least he's got a shotgun close range.
Yeah, I mean, he knows he's exactly there. You just have to, again, pick your poison, but you're going to die no matter what. And that's exactly what Wildcard, a stunning 5-1 first half. An attacking half on Skyscraper. Oh boy, this
practice, as the desk touched on, Envy have been the worst attacking team throughout the North America League. They have just a 25%.
7-2. They'll vault over LFO for that final 6th spot. But again, LFO will be in action later today against M80, and then both of these teams will play tomorrow.
Barriers continue to be put up too. They've got a lot of pressure down below with both Rival on the Buck and then Snake on the Nomad main stairs. They start off by losing JJ though. That is not what you wanted to see.
Now Snake is down for the count. Twist took some damage too. Emilio finds 2 very quickly. Rival and Twist are the last 2 standing for Envy, and Baby Shark and Dash on the other side of things. Dash
and Baby Shark trying to hold on for Wildcard, force that match point. 30 seconds is all they have to stall. And Dash, he knows where they are, but he just can't find the shot.
Oh, Dash with 1 before getting traded out. Baby Shark and Rival in a 1v1. 20 seconds to go for the Buck, who's just on about 15 points of HP. If Envy lose this, if Rival loses this, Wildcard will secure themselves a single point. And that's exactly what will happen. A vault up and Baby Shark swing. Happened this late, but I think the idea was, why don't we wait to see what happens on that second side? Dash almost had a kill. He gets the drop on Emilio, who's been down. Twist is now down 2. Snake is ensuring nobody can get over there on the side of Wildcard.
Hungry for a pick. He might actually just be baiting because Kansan's down below. If he can distract this Monty and open things up for Kansan, that could be big. He dies in the meantime, so now it's really important that Kansan finds a frag, but he will do so. Snake from down below, finished off as he sprays through the floorboards. Still a man advantage for Envy. They picked up Emilio and they have JJ on the Monty, so they have all the tools to win this, but Wildcard still control the bottom floor.
I mean, the Monty is the real issue here, right? JJ's going to breathe down the neck of Spiker, who's already got his hands full, and JJ will secure the final kill, which leaves Kansan's tucked into this spot right now in barbecue. There's the pop up, and Kansan misses the opportunity onto JJ as he gets leveled and shot away by the Monty. That could have been so bad.
Line charge used, but no, it doesn't seem like it will be. Aurora is usually used on this window to block off the drum door. That's exactly what they'll do once again, closing things out. But a C4 gets through it, pops the door, and finds a smoke. Beautiful play by Dash.
Wow, they crush Envy as they try to break on in. A good idea. Snake prevents a flawless round, but not the end of the match.
As they close things out. Spiker, first of all, I want to say congrats on the win. You guys are now in a good spot to play for playoffs tomorrow. But I gotta ask right away, we saw all your faces right after that game ended. It seemed like you were all business, didn't see a lot of smiles. Did you understand that this was just a stepping stone to that game tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that we had to win today. You know, it was just kind of that simple for us, to be honest. Like, we haven't been playing to the standard and the level that we know we can, and so honestly most of it is like frustration with ourselves. And so when we win, we play a good game, and it's like a lot of like relief on us, I guess. And you know we have to win tomorrow regardless, so you know today winning just puts us in a spot where we, like you said, we control our own fate now. So that was the most important thing for us, just getting the dub, and then you know we control what happens next.
Well, Spiker, to follow up with the dub, you guys going to Skyscraper, was that kind of more of a mental warfare? You guys understood their game against Cloud9 was kind of, you know, they won it off their defense. And it looked like in those attacks, you did a really good job at exploiting. I kind of just wanted the breakdown of as to why you guys did allow Skyscraper in the end.
Honestly, it's been like one of the best maps for us ever since like before Reload. It's just we never got to play it at Reload. And then through the stage, I think we only banned it like once or twice because we just didn't like the matchup for the team that we were going to play. So Sky's always been a very good map for us. We just kind of had it, you know, hidden in our back pocket until now, I guess. But we felt like the way that we attacked the map would just exploit the
Defenses.
not the way they defend the map, but just kind of exploit like the way they are as a team. Like the way we attack is kind of more like split, and we kind of like just identify gaps like for where they are, and then we can just we can work picks around the map. And you know, for a young, unexperienced team like them, we just thought it would be a really good like matchup for us, and we weren't worried about starting to attack.
Yeah, definitely noticed you guys exploiting their gaps. I mean, there was one round on Kitchen where you guys did an amazing counter strat. You took, I believe it was Pantry, and then went through Kitchen. The next round, Dash jumps in purple, takes top black. You guys get the 2 picks. I felt like round after round, you guys kept finding gaps. Do you feel like you just did a really good job at finding those gaps, or did you expect more of an adaptation from Envy? It didn't really look like Envy had those adaptations. How did it feel in the matchup for you?
No, it felt like we were just kind of like every time that we looked at, we were running in prep, we saw they were just doing the same defenses we saw like in the prep.
Previous.
So like we knew they weren't changing anything, so we knew we didn't really have to adapt our game plan mid-game like at all. You know, if they started to like change their setups, change ops, change spots and stuff, then I would have like called more like adaptations like mid-game, and then we would have like switched up how we were playing. But since they weren't changing anything, like there was no reason to really change the way we were doing anything, just because I mean it was working and they weren't really doing anything. They were just like they were running different setups in the first time, but it didn't change the fact that, you know, we could still attack the same way.
Right. Yeah, and for you specifically, I guess this question is more for, as a younger IGL to the scene, obviously going up against JJ Blast, first season inside of the NAL. You know, I may have heard something from behind the scenes before we just got live in this interview, but how do you feel about JJ Blast as an IGL for his team, Envy as a whole throughout this stage? How do you feel personally?
I mean, I've known JJ for like 5 years at this point. I know how he likes to call. Like, I think I've lost him like once in a game that like actually mattered. So like, I just understand the way he likes to call a lot, and so I just understand how to play against him. I think the first stage of Pro League for anybody is very difficult, and since they have, what, 4 rookies, I think, right? Snake's the only one who's played?
Yeah.
And Pro 4, yeah, so they have 4 rookies. Like, the first stage is always hard for most people, especially if it's a full team. Like, the first stage is going to be difficult. You know, they got to win under their belt. You know, I know they're struggling, you know, a lot, but like their first stage is hard, and I think they'll probably get better with time. I do say they troll in scrims, so I think they got to fix that if they want to actually elevate their gameplay more, and they, you know, they can improve more. But I'm pretty sure JJ's changing that. I think I saw him tweet that they were, you know, that he wasn't happy with how they were scrimming anymore. So if they can change that, I think they have a decent future ahead of them.
Well, thank you for that insight, Spiker. That's very good to know. And, you know, we appreciate you looking out for your fellow team, saying it'll be a tough first stage and maybe they can bounce back next stage. But for you guys tomorrow, any thoughts about that match before we let you go? It's going to be playoffs on the line against Orgless. How you feeling about going into that one?
I got nothing to say. We just got to win. If we play how we played today, I'm confident we'll win. If we play how we did against OXG, we may not win. I don't know.
You said this last time. You said this last time when we talked, like that almost exact same quote, and we haven't seen you back up here in a while. So let's hope it lives true for tomorrow.
Yeah, let's hope we don't suck.
All right, Spiker. We'll end it on that. Thank you so much. Congrats again on the win, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
All right, Wildcard closing.